Hello everyone! We are in Sri Lanka. This city is called Ratnapura. Here is located one of the richest minings of gems in the world. Sapphires mostly, but not only. Even in Bible text there are some mentions that Solomon the king was buying some sapphires from here. And that was quite some time ago. So let's have a look how this local market looks like nowadays. They don't have any equipment, like special tables or certification labs, no microscopes, no lamps, nothing. Some of them don't even have a table. In Vietnam they at least have some place where you can sit and discuss, have a look at gems, etc. Here you just do everything staying straight on your feet. Different people from different sides just keep pushing something into your hands. Half of them don't even know what do they sell actually, and it's funny like they check with each other who has what. No doubt they sell a lot of glasses and some artificially grown gems, also fakes and so on. But of course as soon as you buy it, it's yours. You cannot just go and complain anywhere. So the only one thing that you can trust here is your eyes. If you have a good eye and you see and understand that you need this one, you just buy it and go on. So no guarantees at all. Here, as you may see, there are some crystals, and these are not fake. Because of course nobody would carve and cut the glass like that. You just cannot make the same shapes like these ones. But unfortunately, I cannot understand what the quality is inside. You cannot look at them under the proper lights, or something like that. And of course there are no labs around. Nobody does the checking. So whatever you buy, it's your responsibility. For example, take this one. You cannot understand that there are some inclusions here or cracks or anything. You just can't tell it. This is how the deals and business are done here. We just hang around with guys and you sell and buy stones. That's it. That's really difficult to say, is it the true one or fake one? You just can't even understand what it is. No, thank you.
You how much? You can offer, you can negotiate.
There is a little crack here. No, thank you. This one is good. How much is it? I like this color, very vivid. No, thank you. They just put it in your hand, and then you'll never get it to return it back. Okay, let's go. We just arrived to a very interesting tunnel underground mining. So we're going to see a real shaft. In Sri Lanka it's forbidden to use any excavator machines or any other heavy machines to mine. And personally I think that this is a very big advantage for the ecology, because right now I'm staying like in 10 meters from the mine itself, and I'm still surrounded by very live and beautiful jungles. So birds are singing and monkeys are running around, and so on. If there were any heavy machines here, we wouldn't see any of them, because heavy industrial equipment would definitely destroy all that beauty. So all the mining is done manually. The only one thing that you can use is pumps. to pump out water from the mine shaft. And even then you cannot use them all the time. For example, right now they're off. It's quiet here because right now all the workers are having their lunch break. So nobody is here to disturb us trying to sell what they just found. Let's go. I'm going to show you how it's done here. So they dig the mine shaft manually, which is sometimes 60 meters down. Right now it's 10 meters approximately. Of course, water is always full at the bottom. That's why there is a pump to get rid of it. Firstly, they dig several pits to understand where is the deposit. For example, they made the first 20 and understood that it starts over there and stretches over there. They made how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in total. After that, all of them connected with a tunnel underground. This way, they will be able to work out the whole deposit. Before the lunch, they have digged some raw material, and after the lunch, they will start washing, separating mud and gravel from the gems. All done manually. Let's see how do they wash and what they've got so far. This is how it looks like. Everything is being done by hand. They're washing right now everything what they found in the first part of this day. Let's have a closer look. Their task is to get rid from the mud, sand, clay, or anything what is not gems. And after that they will be picking up something valuable. Here you can see how they're digging a new pit. They're lifting up the earth and gravel and all the rest with special instruments, which is called, as far as I know, catman, and start washing immediately. The guy said that sapphires let a depth of 6 meters approximately, but they check just in case what if comes out earlier. Good, good. King of the net. Here we are presenting at a very special moment. Only the owner of mining can do this. If someone is trying to touch washed rocks before him, he'll be fired immediately. I also would try my luck by myself, but I wasn't allowed to. They don't trust such a thing to someone else. The owner is going to check what they just found and pick up the best. My eyes caught it before he noticed. Yes, this is ruby. It's bright red color even without heating. This one will cost a lot. Here we can see what they found today. Look, there are some sapphires. White and blue, light blue, yellowish one. Pretty good for the morning time. Maybe not the top rate, but still satisfying. Good news that on Sri Lanka the situation with the English is much better, because it used to be the colony of Great Britain. So we hired an interpreter who also knows something about the mining, and now we're going to the river mining. You have to dive and grab some mud and lift up to the shore. So me and Junior are going to dive right now. Are you ready?
Да! О!
So we arrived to the river mining. There are some police raids today. It's a difficult situation here with the regulations of river mining, as according to the law you're supposed to buy a license to mine. But who knows where and how? We suppose that it's not easy to arrange due to the constant shift of the riverbed. We can't tell for sure. We had to skip the previous river mining because there were some policemen. And therefore we were not lucky enough to see the mining process itself, But we made it here before the policemen. How it's all organized. People try to pick a place where they hope to find some gems, so they dive and try to dig the hole up to 16 meters. Then they rake the material with these big buckets and leave some pebbles and rocks from the bottom of riverbed. Here on the surface, they throw the rocks on nets and wash them. Here the depth is about 6 or 7 meters. So while waiting, we're going to try this process ourselves. And maybe we'll also find something valuable. So there's a problem with the police. So while waiting for everything to be settled, we swim around. Found some crystals, some small sapphires and rubies. Or maybe it's red sapphires. We cannot tell precisely. It's all right here in the sand. You see, the guys are diving, holding on the pole. The depth is about 6-7 meters. How was it? It's really deep. I couldn't even touch the bottom. It's only 6 meters. Try harder then. Actually, we couldn't reach the bottom even once. Seems it's more than 2 meters. Just one time almost did it, but only with my feet. Oh man, that's too deep. Pain for my ears. And that one guy with the big beard, he is the owner of this illegal mining. And I wanted to say, it's believed that usually everyone wants to steal from a foreigner, or make fun of them, earn some money, or whatever. And here the situation was very opposite. We'd been to 3 minings so far, and there were people who suggested to pay us money for our shootings. Also helped a lot with everything. We wanted to pay money to workers to thank for their help and demonstration, but they refused. I also tried to buy some cigarettes for the guys at least, but everybody just refused even that, because they're like the host and we're guests, and that's why it'd be very wrong to pay them. This way they're trying to show their hospitality. That's it. No scammers so far in Sri Lanka. The host kindly invited us to visit his home, and right now we're here. The guy with the beard who's wearing a blanket. He brought us the plate of very nice stones. They're very different sapphires, like blue, violet, pink, all kinds of colors. Even nowadays, Sri Lanka is still the leader in quantity and quality of the mined sapphire. And even if though some stones look a little bit pale or frosty right now, after heating the colors will be super bright and will shine beautifully. We can look at them right now. You see? How many different colors. He told us that everything what you see on this plate had been mined within 2 or 3 days. It's about $20,000 at least, or even more. Several sapphires are big, and some of them are bright even now, when they're not cut yet and not heated. Very beautiful.
Huh? You need?
We were told that if Sri Lankan guys suppose some gems to be really unique and rare, they are to be cut and heated only manually. They think that applying electricity would be a disrespect to the gemstone if it's really worthy. Here you can see the technology of heating, which is 1000 years old. Nothing has changed all since that time. And later we will show you the manual cutting. This way he is heating the stone within 20 minutes without break. I can't say what he has instead of lungs. After that, the gem will be cooling down 20-30 minutes. We'll have another video with details about what is heating treatment for gems. Now we're in the town which is called Biruela, the first Muslim city in the whole Sri Lanka which we encountered. That's why everyone is wearing skirts here, except me. So what do they offer? They offer everything. And again, no equipment, no tables. So I can only rely on my eye to define what I'm holding in hands. Of course, there are no guarantees, no certificates. Just grab and go.
Thank you. No problem. Blue? No problem, look. Natural blue sapphire. You like? See, no problem. Blue sapphire. What is? Blue sapphire, Sri Lanka.
Here they're trying to sell what they couldn't sell to other respectable clients, like stones with cracks or not pretty inclusions, or other defects, stones with some pale colors or some poorly cut, etc. And as I can smell, most of these guys indulge in alcohol a lot. For example, this one gem has defect. It's chipped. They're counting on people who would buy it on the street in a hurry without paying attention to such details.
How much this one? This one like?
Have a look at this one. Here nobody knows what is this, and of course there are no tools to recognize it or any laboratories. I can't understand if it's heated or not, if it's a stone at all. I can't say much by that color. This one is okay. I can see this is a natural stone, but the red one, no idea. So there is one rule: trust your eyes and take a risk. Okay, thank you, all of you. Hello everyone again. We've just returned from Sri Lanka. There were a lot of meetings and adventures, so we didn't have the final video with conclusions. That's why we're doing it now. So first of all, what are the advantages and disadvantages of Sri Lanka? No doubt the best sapphires are mined in Sri Lanka. We cannot argue that. Some people say that on Madagascar they found some new deposits, but stones from there never can compete with Sri Lankan. In my experience, I've never seen something like local sapphires. Especially pink or blue ones have outstanding colors and quality. So if you need pink, blue or light blue sapphire, Sri Lanka is your choice. You should go there to get them, or you ask someone else to bring them for you. The feature of Sri Lanka is that it has a thousands years long history of mining. Therefore, they have unique culture associated with gems, and a lot of locals are occupied in this sphere. Moreover, they have a great experience in gem sales. Can you imagine that? One family doing the same thing, I mean, mining gems and selling them for 700 years, from generation to generation. This is a special category of people who are very intelligent and well-educated, and they sell the sapphires of high quality. Most of them studied in England or USA. Quite often they have a property in these countries and citizenship. And of course they are millionaires. So if you arrange the meeting with a person of that level and you come to have a look at the gems and you're talking to him, you shall keep in mind that his time is very precious. So if you come out without buying anything, you'll never see him again. Because they understand how much the efforts and time cost. Such people, they buy the best of the best mined gems over generations, in order to sell them afterwards to such companies as Tiffany, Graf, etc. I'm not very good at brands, but I know that they have been supplying gems to big brands for decades. And there is another category of people who sell gems on the street and in local shops. And they sell the gems which people from the first category didn't find worth of their attention. And of course the quality of their gems is much to be desired, with many defects such as ugly inclusions, cracks, pale in color, and just fakes. Sometimes, as I heard, they're going to other countries to find cheaper sapphires and sell it there as Sri Lankan ones. That's how you can get in this situation where you would be offered very bad sapphire from Thailand or Burma or from Madagascar at one of Sri Lankan minings. Their quality is much lower, and of course if you don't have an experience and cannot dig into the difference of colors and hues, you'll definitely buy some of them with great pleasure and won't reveal the truth until you give the stone to the lab through certification. So as you may see, there's some nuances. First of all, no certification companies near minings on markets at all. Unlike in Vietnam, they won't even give you a chair. You just stay on your two in the center of the street, surrounded by 50 people, more or less, who are trying to push you some stones. And even if you have a certain task, let's say pink sapphire 2 carats, the horde of locals will rush to you, pushing into your face topaz, amethyst, just a piece of glass, artificially grown stones and so on. All kinds of stuff. So if you're not a professional in this business, you just have nothing to do on that market. Moreover, there are situations when you just cannot tell, just by the look. For example, if that stone was heated or not. And the price depending on that would be like 10 times bigger or less. And again, there are no certification labs closer than 100 kilometers, while the decision must be made immediately. So I think for an average jewelry lover, it would be interesting to go to have a look, but buying there would be a great risk. Even we couldn't find something interesting there, so we left empty-handed. We had to make a long way to get the mentioned above first category. It took 3 years overall, step by step, through many recommendations and mutual friends. But now finally we can buy the best stone from those families who are doing this business hundreds of years. And they have really good gems. We also tried to pop in some local shops, and some of them were even providing certificates. Printed right there at the back of the shop. Those guys, they're trying to sell some glass, persuading us that it's real sapphire. We were offered one huge and very bright ruby from Bangkok for $200. Of course, it was just a piece of glass. Such trick would work with tourists, but not with us for sure. Sri Lankan guys are very enthusiastic sellers. We were followed since the moment of landing, like non-stop. For example, yesterday in the morning I said hello in the market to a couple of guys. The next day they were sitting downstairs with full bags of the rocks to show me. Of course, most of them are usually just very low quality gems. I don't even understand to whom they're trying to sell it. But obviously, if there are people like them, there must be some people who are buying it. So, to conclude. In my opinion, buying stones directly from Sri Lankan minings is very risky business. If you're not a highly experienced specialist, it's much safer to buy it from the second or even from the third hands, when they have already been approved by the laboratory and got certifications. About advantages. Everybody speaks English. There is no problem with that at all. You can find the translator at any village because it used to be the Great Britain colony. Another feature is that the whole island is divided into two parts. One half belongs to Tamil nation and another to Singal. They've been fighting for 2000 years by now. The nearest happened just in 2012, if I'm correct. They have completely different languages, like German and Japanese, and between each other they can speak only in English. That's why most of them can speak English quite well. The food is very good, the people are friendly. Nobody tried to rob us. However, everybody tried to raise the price higher. Even those big guys from High League who are selling gems to the world-known gem stores. Even they start with insanely huge prices, like several times higher than the proper one. Only when I say that is not real price for such a stone, $60,000 become $20,000, and we actually start talking. So, where was I? Nice food, friendly people. The crime level is low. There are no negative attitude to white people. Only one thing, the roads are very narrow. The level of income and population are growing quite fast. So now almost everybody has got a car. The problem is that the roads were not meant to serve in such big traffic. There are just two very narrow lines without any side areas. That's why the average speed of moving along the road is super slow. The trip of 100 km can take up to 5 hours or 6 hours. And this kind of traffic jam is supposed to be okay for Sri Lanka. We have brought a lot of nice gems from Sri Lanka. We also found two really unique sapphires there. One was hot pink, and the second one was super bright blue colored. We are going to attach the video of these gems in the end. So look closely. Now you can see how the true blue and pink sapphires must look like. Goodbye.